All right, Brad, you coach a lot of people. I was asking if Allie wears the 4%, and you're like, hell yeah, she does?
Hell yeah, she does.
As a sort of independent guy, what do you think of the shoes?
I love the shoes. So I worked at a running store partly too this year for a lot of the time, and you know, I've studied some of the biomechanics stuff, and you know, the other shoe, like Hoka has one now. Hoka has a plate in their shoe, and Brooks, I think, has one.
What shoe? They're not publicly available, right?
Well, their promo shoe is. I've seen it because one of my athletes had it, but I probably shouldn't say that. You know, anything you can. So when you put stiffness under your foot, anything you can do to increase ground contact is important. And they did the studies at CU. So that's where they did all the independent studies, and they know, you know, there's a benefit. But if you go to a shoe store and you look at every shoe on the wall, every shoe is going to be different. The Brooks Beast is probably -6, nothing against Brooks, but the heavy motion control shoe is going to be, you know, -6%. They know, it depends on how you run. And she tore her plantar. I think she may even get more than the 4%. Tegenkamp gets 7.
Wait, what?
4%, yeah.
Why?
It's just the way he runs. People's gaits, if you take anyone, their gaits are going to be
but at some point, like, her sponsor's Loisel, right?
Yeah.
So she can run any shoes she wants. Yeah. So that's fair for her, but like, and now the shoes, I guess you can buy them, but like,
but it's
previously, I don't know, I can't have rollers when I run. Like, it's like a fairness issue, right?
It's a little different in that it's just a firm plate, and companies have experimented with plates for a long time. I worked for Reebok in the 90s. We had a graphite plate. Adidas had a graphite plate in the mid-90s. All it is a firm. It's not. There's not wheels on this.
But how come nobody figured it out? Why do people forget about it?
Well, I'll tell you why no one's figured it out. Because no one's spent the money to study if you get something back from the firmness. I guarantee you there's been racing shoes in the past, from the Nike Sting on, that have given you more better economy. It just haven't been studied because no one's put the money where, you know, in that department. So
yeah, but also they may not have. This one, everyone, like, I don't know, I talked to some, like, you know, biomechanic guys, and they're like, it works. In the past, I never heard anyone say, oh yeah, this shoe is definitely faster than
Well, I think it's definitely a step up in where shoes are going, but all the other companies are starting to develop the same sort of thing. So I don't think it's unfair, and I think the thing is, people choose to be sponsored by a company. Part of the choice is, what do you think of the equipment?
Right, but ultimately, like, let's say before the shoe was commercially available,
well,
like at the Olympics or something, I don't want somebody, and I think the new rule is the shoes have to be available. But like,
but
if your sponsor won't let you.
But anyone could design a shoe in their garage.
Because I don't want it to be like Formula One, right?
Yeah, I can put it in.
Anyone can put a plate, a graphite plate, under their forefoot in the garage, and it's going to give you something back. So it's.
And the only reason you know anything about it is because
they did the research.
Because they're advertising it, and they're calling it a 4%. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it.
Well, it's not 4%, but yeah, but like.
I guarantee everyone doesn't get 4%. I bet some people don't get anything.
Right?
No, I bet some people get nothing.
I had a guy that did a workout 2 weeks before his race on the track with the 4%. He was ruined because he never should have been running on the track.
So something to think about is that every shoe on the wall gives you a different percentage. Nike just spent the money to study it, and it probably works better. You know, Allie's had a torn plantar. It probably works better for people that are on their forefoot or get something or a little faster and mechanic.
But if you're coaching someone, let's say Saucony doesn't have one yet.
Coach Parker Stinson. He's pissed about it every day. Trust me.
They're
working on their own. Trust me.
But what if he? I mean, should they let him go run? Should they let him go race in a different shoe?
He lost to Chris Derrick by 2 seconds in the U.S. half. Okay, he outkicked Parker. And Parker's like, my shoe's like a moccasin. Now, he's not making fun of Saucony make good stuff, but he's like...
Right now he's at a disadvantage, right? No question.
Yeah, but we don't know what his shoe is on his mechanics. It could be he gets something, it might not work for him, and maybe he gets 3% off his shoe. You don't know until you do the studies. I think it's a little bit of a cop-out to say that it's unfair, because they just haven't studied all the other racing classes. That makes sense. The Nike Air Mariah, supposedly, even when that came out, they did some studies, and it was 2% or something what the Air gave you in cushioning. This is back in the 80s.
I feel like it's unfair if no one else has.
Why can no one else?
If no one has access to it, you could go buy them.
That's a different game. Okay.
If it's a prototype and it's like, we're only going to give it to this guy, we know it's better.
Yeah.
It's like Formula One or something.
But how do you know what someone has in the forefoot of their shoe?
It's like drug testing. I don't know. Maybe you find out, right? I don't want someone to win because they have a better shoe.
I know, but it's a better shoe that works for them. People can tweak their shoes.
True. I don't have that. I sort of think that now it's good.
People have been doing. You know, Bill Rogers won the Boston Marathon. Jeff Johnson designed Bill Rogers' shoe with from a flip flop. Okay, so there's been different form. You know, a lot of the economy you get from a shoe is how firm the EVA is, what you get back from the shoe. It's not just there's a plate underneath; it's the firmness and the absorbency of the EVA. Ethyl vinyl acetate is just what they use, and so it's what do you get back? And sometimes air gives you more. Sometimes what Saucony uses, Absorb gives you, doesn't break down. There's a lot of factors in this thing.